Himik ng unang Pasko ay awit Kaya't sumiyan na ang sanggol sa Belen, sa munting sabsaban ang ninyo'y sumilang. Noel, 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 sumilang ang hari ng Israel. Noel, 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 sumilang ang hari ng Israel. Noel, 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 Noel. Sana Mr. Santa Claus, ako ay pagbigyan. Nais kong regalo, huwag mong kalimutan. Aking kahilingan, sa Paskong darating. Bigyan mo ng regalo, maunay kong daling. Hindi ako matutulog, nahihintayin. Regaluhan, siya'y malulumbay. Sana Mr. Santa Claus, ako ay pagbigyan. Laman akong medyas na maglalagyan. Aking kahilingan, sa Paskong darating. Bigyan mo ng regalo, maunay kong daling. Hindi ako tutulog, nahihintayin. Hindi mo regaluhan, siya'y malulumbay.
Okay, magandang umaga, magandang hapon po sa pamamagitan po ng pamaskong mga tugtugin ay bumabalik po tayo uli sa Himpapoint. Ito pong inyong lingkod, Fred Hover, at kagaya po ng dati tuwing Biyernes, tuwing Linggo po ng hapon ay samahan niyo po kami at dito naman po tayo sa Barkadahan sa Barangay. Okay, Barkadahan sa Barangay. Live online po tayo. So welcome at ngayon po medyo may kainitan na ating panahon at palagay ko naman ay marami sa ating mga Dabbercats at mga kabarangay ay nasa kanilang mga tahanan. Okay, ang temperatura po ngayon ay halos 30 degrees, 30 degrees Celsius. Dito po yan sa southeastern suburbs. Siguro mas mainit po pagka nandoon sa western suburbs. So welcome po at makinig po kayo. Libre po kayong magpadala ng post niyo, batiin ang ating mga kaibigan, Dabbercats at mga kabarangay. Ngayon pong linggo ng hapon, 2 oras po tayo magsasama-sama ngayong hapon na ito at marami po tayo. 2 pong ating panauhin ngayon. Very interesting po. At ang isang panauhin natin ay ang sikat na kababayan natin na nag-invento po. Hindi po nag-invento, nag-develop po ng mga pagkaing pampalamig. Tama-tama yan. Ngayong panahon ng Kapaskuhan at mga tag-init dito po sa atin sa Australia, sa Melbourne. Ayun. Baligtad po tayo kasi dito sa Melbourne kung kailan na magpapasko. Sa ibang bansa, sa Northern Hemisphere ay malamig. At dito po naman sa atin, dahil pagka Christmas ay tag-init. Baligtad po ang panahon natin. Paano po kasi nasa kabilang dulo po tayo ng mundo. Nasa southern hemisphere po tayo, nasa hulihan po tayo. At kung tayo naman po ay sila naman po ay panahon ng tag-init, tayo naman po rito ay nangangatog sa lamig dito sa Melbourne. Ayan. So baligtad po ang panahon. So tama-tama 'yan. Kaya itong ating panahon ngayon ay magbibigay sa atin ng mga flavors, different flavors. So mamaya na natin ipakilala 'yan. At samantala po ay tunghayan natin ang mga bali-balita sa paligid. Okay, at kagaya nga po ng mga nabalita ay medyo nalusutan na naman po ng COVID ang Victoria. Pero hindi po sa local community. Yan lang ang maganda niyan. Ang na-detect po na COVID infection ay yung mga returning na travelers from returning Australians. Yan. Na-detect po sila sa loob ng quarantine. Pagdating po nila sa airport, na-detect po sila at so diretso po sila kaagad sa quarantine facilities. So contained po kaagad at saka isolated po kaagad sila. So yan ang kagandahan niyan at hindi na sila po maaring makahawa sa general community. Ayan. So kaya magaling ang ating mga health authorities at na-contain nila kaagad. So samantala tayo po nandito sa labas ng komunidad ay payapa po tayo at confident po tayo na medyo safe tayo. Subalit, ang bilin po sa atin ng mga health authorities ay kapag nasa indoors po tayo ay pa rin po, kailangan po rin na nating magsuot ng face mask. Ayan, compulsory po rin ang face mask pag nasa indoors po kayo. Shopping center is kasama po sa indoors. Ayan. At meron pong talagang mga COVID marshals from the state government na medyo naninita sa inyo kapag kayo ay medyo hindi sumusunod sa ating regulasyon at wala kayong face mask. At nakitang-kita po natin yan nang tayo ay pumasyal sa isang shopping center at nakita natin na lahat po ng hindi nakasuot ng face mask ay kanila pong sinisita. Yun lang naman, pinapaalalahanan lamang. Hindi naman po, hindi pa naman minumultahan. Okay. Pag nasa labas naman po, ang guidelines ay kung makakapag-distansya po kayo o makakahiwalay po kayo sa karamihan ng tao, ay maaari po ninyong hindi kayo mag-face mask. Subalit, kapag hindi po ninyo pwedeng mag-self-isolate o mag-social distancing, pag nasa labas po, outdoors, ay kailangan isuot po rin natin ang face mask. Halimbawa, outdoors na kabilang dyan is yung mga nasa park. Halimbawa, ay merong konting pagtitipon-tipon sa park at nandun kayo lahat sa isang kubol sa park dahil may sineselebrate po kayong okasyon, kagaya ngayon, Christmas ngayon. So, maaari mag-barbecue. So, kung hindi po kayo pwedeng dumistansya sa inyong mga kasamahan, ay kailangan po mag-face mask kayo. Ayan. Yan lang naman ang simple-simple lang po ang bilin sa atin ng mga health authorities at gobyerno. Ayaw po nating matulad sa mga ibang bansa na atin pong nababalitaan sa kasalukuyan. For example, sa Amerika, hindi pa rin po bumababa ang kanilang incident ng COVID-19. Okay? At sa ngayon po, sa Japan and Korea, ganoon din po. At kita nyo, napakahigpit na ng mga health authorities dyan sa Japan at Korea. Ngayon meron karoon pa rin sila ng crisis. Nakalagay the race to control the infection in South Korea with a vaccine is months away. Talagang umaasa sila na ang vaccine ay talagang yun ang sagot sa kanilang pandemic. Subalit hindi po rin tayo nakakatiyak sa mga vaccines na yan. Okay. So, isa sa mga bansa na kasalukuyan ay talagang nagkakaroon ng problema sa Asia or sa Asia Pacific is South Korea. Ayan, that they are facing the biggest ever wave of coronavirus pandemic. Okay. At ganoon din po naman sa Europa ay marami din po mga bansa na talagang nagsasuffer po ng COVID-19. Okay. Tayo naman po ay nagsasuffer from hay fever. Ayan. Excuse me po. Ayan, tayo ay nagsasuffer sa hay fever. Okay, talagang ganyan po ang ating sakit pagka ganitong springtime. Alright. Saan pa mga balita natin? Dito po naman sa atin sa Melbourne ay inaabangan na lang po natin ng ang pagse-celebrate ng death anniversary ni Gat Jose Rizal. Yan po ay ipinahatid sa atin ng ating kasamang si Josephine Quintero na naman po ay linggid sa kaalaman ng karamihan. Subalit alam po ng karamihan ito na siya po ay direct descendant ni Gat Jose Rizal. Ang kanyang pong lola sa tuhod ay kapatid na bunso ni Gat Jose Rizal. Okay, so kaya siya po ang ating kumbaga link natin sa ating national hero. So isa-celebrate po yan pero hindi po face-to-face at on the spot ang ating celebration kundi ano po yan, online celebration. Magkakaroon po tayo ng mga Zoom meeting at isa-celebrate po natin. Nandyan po si Ka Arlan Capinoy, Arlan Pardo, si Pinuno Walter Villagonzalo na siya mga pangunahing community leaders at na organizer nitong special event na ito ng death anniversary of Dr. Jose Rizal. At ganun pala talagang siya pala ay talagang minartir at pinaring squad sa Bagong Bayan nung katapusan ng taon, halos katapusan ng taon, kaya patapos ang taon pagkatapos ng Pasko, saka siya pinarusahan ng kamatayan sa pamamagitan ng firing squad sa Bagong Bayan. Ngayon ay Luneta o Rizal Park na pala, hindi na pala Luneta Park, Rizal Park na ngayon. Okay, at bilang pag-alay sa kabayanihan na ipinamalas ni Gat Jose Rizal. Kaya Rizal Park po. Okay, so palagay ko ay magpapatugtog po ulit tayo at upang maaliw naman itong mga dabarkads natin. Okay. Okay, at
Piling ba niya ikaw ay may lungkot na nararamdaman? Damdamin mo ba'y di maintindihan? At sa tuwing ako ay nasa iyong isipan, may nakita ka ba na ibang kasiyahan? Nandito lang ako, naghihintay sa'yo na mapansin ang aking damdamin na para lang sa'yo. Dahil ikaw ang sigaw ng puso ko, ikaw ang nasa isip ko, nais ko ay malaman mo na ikaw ang tanging pangarap ng buhay. Pag-ibig ko sa'yo ibibigay, nais ko ay malaman mo na mahal kita. Piling ba niya ikaw ay may sakit na nararamdaman? Damdamin mo ba ay sinasaktan? At sa tuwing ako ay nasa iyong panaginip, tayong dalawa'y masayang magkapibig. Nandito lang ako, naghihintay sa'yo na mapansin ang aking damdamin na para lang sa'yo. Dahil ikaw ang sigaw ng puso ko, ikaw ang nasa isip ko, ang nais ko ay malaman mo na ikaw ang tanging pangarap ng buhay. Pag-ibig ko sa'yo ibibigay, ang nais ko ay malaman mo na mahal kita. Sana'y pagbigyan ang nadarama ko, sana'y masabi mo na mahal mo rin ako. Dahil ikaw ang sigaw ng puso ko, ikaw ang nasa isip ko, ang nais ko ay malaman mo na ikaw ang tanging pangarap ng buhay. Pag-ibig ko sa'yo ibibigay, nais ko ay malaman mo na mahal kita. Ikaw ang sigaw ng puso, mahal kita. Ikaw ang nasa isip, mahal kita. Ikaw ang sigaw ng puso, mahal kita. Ikaw ang nasa
Yan po, Dahil Ikaw by True Faith. At yan po ang dahil kayo po ang dahilan kung bakit po kami ay linggo-linggo po at nandito sa ating programa na Barkadahan sa Barangay. Ayan. So maaaring nagtataka kayo at yung ating po mga dilag hindi natin kasama ngayon. So medyo nagkaroon lang po ng aberya at ang isa po hindi maganda ang pakiramdam. At ang isa po naman ay nagkaroon ng biglang trabaho. So talagang ganyan po yan. Expected po natin yan at siyempre kailangan po na priority muna yung ating kalusugan at ang ating mga hanap buhay. Dahil kung wala po tayong health, hindi tayo pwedeng magbigay ng public service sa ating community. At kung wala rin naman tayong hanap buhay, wala tayong kita, ay mahihirapan din po tayo na mag-provide ng serbisyo sa ating publiko dahil siyempre kinakailangan po mapambayad natin sa mga bills natin, pambili po ng mga necessities natin sa buhay. At mabuti na lang po inyong yours truly ay tayo po ay medyo hindi na kailangan maghanap buhay at meron po tayong kaunting panahon para ibuhos sa ating paglilingkod dito sa ating komunidad sa Melbourne, Victoria, Australia. So samahan niyo po ako at ngayong hapon at tayo po ay magbalitaan at marami po tayong mga bali-balita. So ito pang ating isang mga nasagap na balita ay hopefully po kayo po ay nakakatanggap ng mga balita, online na balita mula sa Philippine Times at very interesting din po ang kanilang mga update. Hindi naman po ninyo kailangang hintayin ang print edition ng Philippine Times. Pwede po ninyong subaybayan yan. Pwede pong subaybayan ninyo ang kanilang mga update na balita. At nakalagay po yan kung kayo po ay nakasubscribe sa kanilang Facebook, ay malalaman po ninyo yung mga update. Ito, ano muna tayo? Chismis muna ito. Mga showbiz, showbiz chismis. Si Lucky Luis Manzano alias Lucky ay engaged na raw kay Jessie Mendiola. Okay, so Mendiola, so engaged na yung dalawa at mukhang totoo na ito. Mag-aasawa na si Lucky na anak ni Vilma Santos, ni Tita B Santos. Yan. So talagang in-announce na nila after a 4-year relationship. So good luck Lucky and Jessie sa inyong relationship. Okay. Alright, so 39 na pala itong si Lucky Luis Manzano at ito naman si Jessie Mendiola ay 28 years old. So yeah, tama-tama ang kanilang mga edad, ang kanilang mga gulang. Okay, so ano pa ba? Ito naman ang balita naman sa face covering. Okay. Ang US regulator naman ay Food and Drug Administration sa Amerika ay itinatanggi na sila ay pinapakialaman nila ang Pfizer vaccine. Yung Pfizer po isang malaking kumpanya na nagde-develop din ng vaccine. At napabalita rin po na yung AstraZeneca na isa pong UK pharmaceutical company na talagang napabalita na siyang panggagalingan ng vaccine sa atin sa Pilipinas ay mukhang hindi na po matutuloy at mukha pong medyo nagkaroon ng aberya ang production ng vaccine, COVID-19 vaccine ng AstraZeneca. At ang nangyari po ay meron po yata silang mga testing data na compromise. So ibig po sabihin na compromise ay hindi po mapapagkatiwalaan yung kanilang mga result ng kanilang mga testing data. So ang ibig sabihin yan ay hindi na rin po mapapagkatiwalaan ang vaccine na ipoproduce ng AstraZeneca. So mukhang back to square one ang ang Pilipinas sa paghahanap ng vaccine para po sa ating mga kababayan sa Pilipinas. Okay, so yan po ang latest na balita. Subalit, ang United Arab Emirates naman, UAE, ay binigyan nila ng thumbs up ang production ng Chinese vaccine. Okay, mukhang aprobado sa kanila ang Chinese coronavirus vaccine. Okay, so United Arab Emirates said on Wednesday that it has approved a Chinese coronavirus vaccine after preliminary data showed it was 86% effective. Ayan. Yun naman pong vaccine na yan, yung ginawa po yan ng Sinopharm, which is a state-owned vaccine maker of the People's Republic of China. Ayan. So maaring tayong sa Pilipinas, maaring bumalik po sa pagkikipag-usap sa mga Chinese officials, Chinese government upang matignan po uli ang Sinopharm na vaccine. Okay, ang Canada naman ay inapprove naman po nila yung vaccine ng Pfizer for use of people over the age of 16. Ayan. So iba-ibang bansa, iba-iba ang kanilang diskarte pagtungkol sa mga vaccine companies. So walang isang vaccine manufacturer ang nakakapagsabi na kanila pong monopolize ang buong mundo sa paggawa ng vaccine. So yan po ay maganda pong balita yan dahil ibig sabihin maititesting ng iba-ibang vaccine pharmaceutical company ang effectiveness mo niyan. Siyempre pagka napabalita na effective yung pala yung vaccine doon sa United Arab Emirates na yun po ay karamihan ay gumamit po sila ng produkto ng Sinopharm. That means na effective ang vaccine ng Sinopharm. At the same time, yung Canada naman ay gumamit ng vaccine from Pfizer. Masasabing effective din po yan. So, I think yung ating pong vaccine naman, yung vaccine ng AstraZeneca, ay tuloy pa rin po ang testing sa ating mga kababayan sa Pilipinas. So, maaring maging epektibo din. You never know. So better than nothing na wala tayong vaccine. At contrary po sa mga fake news na kumakalat na ito daw COVID-19 ay ginawa ng mga businessmen behind these vaccine companies, hindi po totoo yan. Hindi po totoo yan. Those are speculation, fake news, yung mga tinatawag nilang mga theory, mga conspiracy theory. Huwag po kayong maniniwala dyan. At nagpapagulo lang po sa ating mundo ang mga conspiracy theory na yan pagka pinaniwalaan po ninyo. At nakakadagdag po yan sa ating suliranin, nakakadagdag po sa ating mga worries at stress. The best thing po na natin ay magagawa natin para tayo ay mawalan ng stress at saka worries is to have faith and prayers. Yan lang po ang unang makakadagdag dahil sa mga nangyayari po sa atin sa mundo na ngayon ay iisa lang po ang nakakaalam niya kundi ang may kapal, ang puong may kapal. So, yung mga po natin, yung mga dabarkads natin out there, mag-post na po kayo. Mag-post na kayo ng ating sa ating comment portion at open na po yan. Okay, at para po mabati namin kayo, okay, Duki. So, ito po ang ilan sa ating mga postings. Yan, kamusta po kay Rudy de la Cuesta? Okay, so Ayan. At isa pa rin pabalita sa atin is magkakaroon ng get together itong mga naging candidates po natin sa nakaraang local election. Magkakaroon po sila ng parang Christmas get together at para maplano po ang next move ayon po sa pinunong Walter Villa Gonzalo, yung meron pong grupo na tinatawag nating Pinoy in Parliament. Ayan, so sa ano po yan, sa susunod pong Sabado yan, ang kanilang get-together, parang Christmas get-together, Pinoy in Parliament. Okay, ayan. So marami tayong mga bali-balita, basta abangan lang po. At ito po naman dito sa ating palipaligid naman ay yung ating pong mga Dabarkats at mga kabarangay ay busy-busy po sila ng paghahanda ng even small gatherings, small parties para ma-celebrate lang po ang Kapaskuhan. Ayan. So tama lang po 'yan. Hindi naman po kailangan maging 100 o 200, 300 ang inyong mga bisita upang ma-celebrate ang Kapaskuhan. Ang pinakamahalaga po diyan ay nagkakasama-sama po kayong mag-anak. Ayan, nagkakasama-sama kayong mag-anak at mga kapamilya. Yan po ang tunay na diwa ng Pasko. Hindi po natin kailangan imbitahin ang buong social club o buong tropa upang ma-celebrate natin ang Kapaskuhan. Tama na yung very close family, close friends, doon po sa mga magse-celebrate ng mga anniversaries or birthday parties. Under the new normal po ay talagang ganyan po. Huwag niyo pong asahan na makaka-attend ang karamihan sa inyong mga kaibigan dahil ina-avoid din po nila. Okay, although pumapayag na po ang ating health authorities dito sa Victoria na magkaroon ng 30 ang limit lang po. 30 people not belonging to your household in one day. Hindi po ibig sabihin yan ay 30 katao sa umaga, 30 katao sa tanghali at 30 katao sa gabi. Na ibig sabihin turn by turn, hindi po nangangahulugan yan. Ibig sabihin po, 30 katao lamang ang suma total na bisita sa inyong bahay, sa inyong household sa loob ng isang araw within a 24-hour period. So, ibig sabihin po niyan, kung mayroon kayong gathering, get-together sa breakfast, 10 lamang po ang maximum. At ganoon din kung sa hapunan, meron po kayong nakasampu na po kayo sa breakfast, 20 na lang po ang maiimbita ninyo sa gabi. Ayan, yan po. Sundin po natin yung mga patakaran na yan upang tayo po ay makatulong sa pag-iwas sa tinatawag nating COVID infection threat ng infection dahil napakahirap po na magkasakit. At hindi lang po kayo ang maapektuhan yan, pati po yung mga mahal nyo sa buhay ay maapektuhan po yung COVID-19. Marami po tayo mga nababalita na mga kakilala natin, mga kamag-anak natin sa Pilipinas at kasalukuyan po ay sila ay nag-aagaw buhay dahil sa COVID-19 infection. At alam po naman natin na hindi gaanong matibay ang mga precautionary measures ng health authorities doon po sa atin sa Pilipinas. Kaya nagkakaroon pa rin po ng rampant, uncontrolled ang COVID-19. Especially yung mga major capital cities sa Pilipinas, Metro Manila, places like Cebu, Iloilo, and Davao. Ayan po yung masyadong maraming tao. Mga tao po ay labas-pasok sa lungsod. Napakahirap pong i-control. So, kaya dito po sa atin sa Victoria, ay doble ingat lang po tayo. Okay, hayaan po natin na for this year medyo low key. Low key ang celebration natin ng Pasko. No need na maging ingrande o maging maingay ang Pasko. Basta pinakamahalaga po ay ligtas po tayo sa pandemya, COVID-19 pandemic. Okay. At ngayon po ay nais nating isalang po ang ating pakikipanayam. Kagaya po nasabi natin kanina, pakikipanayam natin sa isa sa mga tinatawag natin na mga food entrepreneur dito sa atin sa Melbourne. Okay, at ang binabanggit po natin na yan ay ang isang batang-bata na chef na nagdala po sa atin, naghatid po sa atin ng masarap na invento po niya, na develop po nila, na-develop na pagkain na tunay po naman nating ma-enjoy, ma-appreciate ang pagkain na ito. At ito po'y tamang-tama, paborito po natin to ngayong Kapaskuhan, paborito po natin to. At ayan. Okay, at medyo hinahanap lang po natin. Hinahanap lang po natin 'yon at okay. Ito po, ang sinasabi po natin dito ay isa pong member ng ating community na okay, na siya po ay nakapag-develop po ng isang masarap na pagkain na talagang mai-enjoy po natin. Okay. Ito. Okay, samantala po ay patugtog muna po tayo. Isa na namang awitin. Okay, patugtog po natin at upang habang ating hinahanap itong ating inihintay po natin itong ating i-interviewin, ay patugtog muna tayo. Okay.
Maybe you'll soon forget about all. Maybe you'll miss it like I do. One thing's for sure, I'm on a diet. I spend too much time thinking of you, and I can't get you out of my dreams. Now I know that you're the dangerous kind, and your smile is tattooed on my mind, and I can't get you out of my dreams. I don't wanna run, I don't wanna call, I would not know what to say. It should be you, that's how I want it to be. Tell me you feel the same way, and I can't get you out of my dreams. Now I know that you're And now I curse you for being so sweet and so kind. And I can't get you out of my dreams. Now I know that you're the dangerous kind. And your face is tattooed on my mind. And I can't get you out of my dreams. Yes, I know you're tattooed on the mind. You're tattooed. Yes, I know you're tattooed on the mind. You're tattooed. Yes, I know you're tattooed on the mind. You're tattooed. Yes, I know you're tattooed on the mind. You're tattooed. I just wanna be one more time. On and
Okay, kagaya po natin pinangako sa inyo, ito na ang ating kakapanayamin na isa sa ating mga batikang Filipino-Australian ship dito po sa atin sa Melbourne. Okay. Yan. So nag-i-introduce ng napakasarap na flavor ng pagkain. Hindi lang yung pagkain, kundi ito ay heavenly food dito sa ating community, Melbourne and for the rest of Australia. At itong pagkain na ito ay magpapabigay sa atin ng alaala sa ating old country, old neighborhood, kung saan itong pagkain na ito ay hindi kailangan tayo pumunta sa supermarket o sa mga shops. Ito mismo ang nagtitinda nito ay pupunta sa atin. Yan po ang ating humble na Sorbetes, Mamang Sorbetes. Kaya nga pinutugtog natin yung Mamang Sorbetero. Okay, at ito pong ating guest ngayon. Ayan. At ito po siya ay isang asset sa ating community. At kagaya nga sinabi natin ay nag-ibigay po siya, nag-introduce po siya ng pagkain na atin naman pong talagang ma-i-enjoy, lalo na ngayong mga festive season. At okay, ito pong ating panahon ay batang-bata na chef at nag-introduce po siya ng tinatawag nating artisanal ice cream. Okay, artisanal. So para lalo po ninyong maintindihan, ang ibig sabihin ng artisanal ice cream ay yan po ang ibig sabihin niya ay tinatawag nating sorbetes sa kalye. Okay? O kaya dirty ice cream. Pero hindi naman nangangahulugan na hindi po malinis ang pag-prepare ng ice cream na ito. Okay, thanks to Philippine Times for featuring our guest a few months behind back. Ngayon nga, nagkaroon tayo ng pagkakataon na ma-interview natin. And yun nga, sinasabi natin itong Mamang Sorbetero, ay itong nagbibigay sa atin ng kaligayahan. Kaya maririnig lang natin nung bata pa tayo, kalembang ng Sorbetes. Alam na natin, nandyan ang Mamang Sorbetero. At naalala natin, sino sa inyo nakaalala na meron lang kayong 10 centimos o 20 centimos? O mas lately siguro, ano na, 5 pesos na. 5 pesos na, makakaroon na tayo ng isang scoop na ice cream. Ayan, baka naman sabihin nyo gano'n na tayo katanda at G-centimos lang ang naaalala natin sorbetes sa kalye. Okay, so without further ado, talagang nagmamadali itong busy-busy itong ating kababayan na ito at marami siyang mga engagement bukod doon sa pag-prepare ng kanyang frozen delights, marami siyang engagement. So let's welcome none other than our Kariton Sorbetes founder, Mr. John Rivera.
Hello po, Fred. Thanks for having me.
Welcome, John. Okay, ayan. So, okay. Wala kaya tang camera, John.
No, the StreamYard won't access my camera on the laptop.
Oh, okay. So that's a bit of a problem. Devices. There you go. Not reversion stream with audio only. Sayang, ha? Di bale? Look, whatever, marami na namang nakakakilala sa iyo, John, at I'm sure yung publicity mo sa Philippine Times, marami na nakakilala sa iyo. But anyway, look, thank you for visiting us this busy Sunday morning for you. Alam naman nating busy ka. So tell us a bit about your background, John. Did you have any career in the Philippines at all, or where were you born and grew up? Was it here in Melbourne or sa Pilipinas ka lumaki?
Well, I was born in Cabanatuan, Rivera. We moved to New Zealand when I was 3. I lived there for about 10 years, and then we moved here in 2005. So I did all of my high school here, all of my training, and really most of my cooking here in Australia.
New Zealand,
yeah. So I mean, for me as growing up, leaving Philippines so early in my life, food was the only like solid connection back to my culture. You'd have all the Filipino food at home, and my parents would always would speak to me in Tagalog, so I could understand and speak Tagalog. So, but mainly for me, food was the connection back to the Philippines. And every time we'd go home, we used to go home every 2 years, like eating all the the street food,
all the foods,
all the different foods. It's not the same as it is here. It always tastes so much better in the Philippines. But that was I guess that was the early part of my life. We were able to get out of the Philippines early, and my parents really sacrificed for us to have better lives here in Australia.
Okay,
so we're trying to give back to the culture with what we do with Kariton.
Fantastic. So really, you left Philippines at a very young age, and the only memory that you recall or remember is about food and everything. So not much with schooling, because you were not at school yet. You didn't have much friends that you can recall. So tell us about your life in Melbourne. You arrived here, understandably, as a 13-year-old. Yeah, because you spent 10 years in New Zealand. As a 13-year-old, how was growing up in Melbourne here? What were you thinking when you arrived here? What did you want to do? What education did you want to go to when you arrived in Melbourne?
Arriving here in Melbourne after New Zealand, there was a lot of excitement. Of course, growing up already a little bit in New Zealand, you have to sacrifice a lot of friendships that you've already established. But the funny thing is, actually, a lot of the Filipinos I'm friends with back in Auckland ended up moving here to Melbourne as well.
It's a reunion, huh?
Yeah.
I'm sure.
But it's you as I grew older, I realized how great the opportunities are here in Melbourne. When we're voted, I don't know, for 5 years or 6 years straight, the most livable city in the world. We living here, we take that for granted, but then you realize really, actually, how many opportunities you have here, how great the living conditions are. And I always say to young Filipinos, I guess the old mentality is when you're in the Philippines, you have to be a professional. You have to go through university and get your paper, become a professional, a doctor, an engineer, what have you. What I really tell to the younger Filipinos here, especially who have aspirations of becoming, something not traditional in the sense of what career you should take, a designer, a hairdresser, a chef. Melbourne really gives, Australia really gives you those opportunities.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And to become something of yourself, to make a career out of it, and to make a living.
Yeah. No one will disagree with you, John. I think we are so lucky, that we are living in one of the most livable city, if not the whole country, in Australia, and we're so lucky. We're COVID-free now, almost COVID-free now. And so when you arrived in Melbourne, did you actually? You're now a qualified chef, right? Did you actually study? You went to university with the intention of becoming a chef, or did you do something else at secondary or tertiary education?
Well, to be honest with you, in high school, I always wanted to be a professional basketball player. but
I get you got the height, yeah.
I don't have the height. That's why I became a chef. I didn't grow after 17, so I stayed like 5'8". But old joke aside, I've always been interested in food. Like my Lola used to have a restaurant in the Palengke back in Cabanatuan. And I guess that's where this passion for food has started off. And to be honest with you, I was just like a matakaw kid, right? Like I would eat anything. My parents would hide snacks from me. So all throughout high school as well, I just knew that I learned better, or I did better if it was hands-on, if the training was more of experience-based instead of sitting down in a classroom and taking down notes, studying out of books. Not to say that I didn't do well in high school, but I just knew after high school that I couldn't put myself through another 4, 5, 6 years of university. I decided to go to TAFE.
I guess you made the right decision, John. No doubt about it.
Yeah, I'd like to think so, but I think I was very committed to it from the start. That I wanted to be a chef. This was my passion. This was my career. I'm lucky enough to be able to realize that early enough out of high school. I actually wanted to start an apprenticeship at 16, but my parents, said finish high school. You never know where life will take you. Maybe 5 years down the track, you don't want to be that anymore. At least you can say you finished high school. So I guess so I went to TAFE, and while I was at TAFE, I was working already in the industry as a waiter, and there's different things to better understand it.
You knew what you wanted to do even back in high school, which is good. A lot of our young people at these days, they finish the BCA year 12, but they still don't know what they want to do. They're not sure of what they want to do. So that's the problem there. But in your case, so after high school, you did the TAFE course, and immediately you were in the food industry. So when did you actually qualify as a chef? When did you earn your apprenticeship, and when did you started working as a full-time chef?
So I qualified at 19. So it was a 1.5 year course to become a pastry chef. It's very quick when you go to TAFE, and TAFE is good because they It's very quick. It's but one thing with doing that small short course is that you lack the industry experience. The real life training. If there's anyone out there listening who wants to become a chef, I would I'd suggest for you to do an apprenticeship, to learn on the job. All the expectations, the pressures, the skills you needed on a day-to-day basis without, I guess, the security of a school or a taste.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But yeah, so I guess I'm technically just a qualified pastry chef. But I guess the great thing about this industry is that if you show initiative, if you show desire and passion, you'll be able to learn everything else you want to learn within the restaurant. Because when I was 21, 22, 21, I was kind of said, I've learned enough of pastry. I was still unsure whether I wanted to remain as a pastry chef or I wanted to. Well, one of my chefs said, it's better for you to learn everything in the kitchen, and then at the end of it, decide what you want to do, because you don't want just to follow one track and then realize that you're actually happy on another one.
Don't have
So,
much.
yeah, so I just asked my chef, hey, chef, I just want to learn savory. Can you give me a shot? And you show that desire, you show that initiative, and they will let you, because in this industry, it's mostly about attitude. You can't teach attitude in cooking. You can teach skill, but if the attitude isn't there, the skill will never catch up.
Oh, okay. That's a very good advice, huh? Keep attitude out of your career, of your skills. So I guess you've answered the question of what were your challenges that you encountered at your early years of becoming a chef, becoming a pastry chef, for that matter, and the indecision or the you're at the crossroads whether to become just a one-track chef or be a multi-skilled chef in your career. So tell us about the highlights of your career, being named the chef of the year. What was this like? What was the body that gave you the award?
So the Young Chef of the Year was for San Pellegrino. Every 2 years, San Pellegrino runs a competition called Young Chef of the Year, which is a global competition, cooking competition that searches for young talent. So in my year in 2017, 2018, it was pretty much, so it was 2,400 applicants all over the world. That gets split down into 21 regions with 10 semi-finalists in each region. So our region is Pacific, New Zealand, Australia, Pacific Islands, and whatnot. And after that, when you get chosen for the semi-finals, you cook for the top chefs in the country, and they select the best dish or the dish that they like the most to represent the region. From 210 becomes 21, one from each region. That goes off to Milan and competes for I guess the global finals, which is that for me, it was already an achievement to make the semifinals. I'm not really a competition chef. I had a mentor who said, try it out, gauge where you are in your career. It's not about winning, but luckily, they liked my dish. I did a version of sinigang for them.
Okay, so our humble sinigang, huh?
Yeah, so I guess I incorporated my story of immigration with it. My experiences hopping from Philippines to New Zealand, New Zealand to Australia, using all of my experiences to make sinigang that was true to me, that was different yet nostalgic at the same time. So we took that to the global final in Milan, and luckily enough, so in Milan you cook for the 7 top chefs in the world. Some people that we absolutely look up to, and one of the judges in Milan is actually the great Margarita Flores. So Margarita Flores is a Filipina chef who I actually based a lot of my research on her books.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that now. Yeah, that's right. She's I think she's from Lagos or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
she's an amazing woman. Uh, and yeah, I was so nervous cooking the sinigang for her because I was like, I don't hear what the other six say, but it's Margarita. She's the benchmark, and she tasted my dish. She looked up at me and she just smiled. And for me, anything could have happened after that point. I we could have lost, we could have whatever, but we were very very lucky and happy to get fifth place in the global competition, and that's to this day is still one of the greatest highlights of my career because uh, not just because of the result, but the hard work and the passion that everybody involved put into it, and being able to bring Filipino food and culture and cuisine to the global stage. Uh, I was really proud of that because for me, for the longest time, a lot of Filipinos will say that the Filipino food, we just eat that at home. Sa bahay lang yan, kakainin natin sa bahay, sa bahay. Um, and yeah, for me, I've always wanted to share it to everyone else, and the fact that the world enjoyed it in that setting really proves to me that our culture and our cuisine, our food is world class.
Fantastic. So this is actually a global competition, this San Pellegrino Chef of the Year. So how were you judged? Did you have to go to Italy or just stay here in Melbourne and it was like
Yeah,
done conference?
no, we all flew. They all flew us out to Italy.
Oh,
All 21 of us and our mentors. Um, so back when you're allowed to travel internationally,
that's right.
it seems like
That's
a
what we
while
said.
ago. Yeah. Um, so yeah, it was fun. It was a 4-day competition in Milan, and it was for the first time for us in Europe. So it was very exciting. It was very fun. Yeah, such an incredible highlight. Yeah, but the other, I guess, highlight in my career is for the following edition of it, which is 20, was meant to be 2019, 2020, but it got cancelled
Okay.
for this year. Being able to mentor um, the next young Filipino chef to go to Milan as well to represent the Pacific region. So for me, going there is one achievement, but helping someone else to also get there, that's a bigger achievement in myself because, you know, if I always say to myself at the end of my career, if there isn't anybody there to take my place, then my career has failed because there's, you know, we have to always push each other, encourage each other, inspire each other to do better, to get where you are as well.
Fantastic. So that's a very good thing. And how long did you stay there in Italy during the competition? So you actually did your entry food while you're there in Italy. So tell us about that. Was it very exciting, or you were very nervous when you were there?
Italy, we were there in for about, well, for the competition, 4 days. My wife, or my girlfriend slash fiance at the time, we were there a week before and a week after as well. A week before just to get rid of the jet lag, um,
So, yeah, yeah.
and a week after just to enjoy it. Because the week before was a lot of preparation, a lot of concentration on just the um, competition. And I'd be a liar if I said I wasn't nervous or anxious about it all.
I'm sure you were. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but I guess for me, I love the pressure. I thrive off the pressure, um, and yeah, I just looked at it, I'm like, just get this dish out, and afterwards, whatever happens, I guess you go there. If you go there with the expectation to win it all, you will come back disappointed. If you go there with the intention to share, to learn, to connect, then it doesn't matter what the result is, because I guess food is a very subjective thing. I could like one thing and you could not. So there's no way to be like you are better than this person and vice versa. Everybody has different skills. So for me, I went in there. I was one of the youngest as well, like 23, 24, and I said, I'm going to go there. I'm going to see what everyone else is doing. I'm going to learn. I'm going to absorb. I'm going to take it all in. If wherever I place, I'm happy. So after it was a very intense competition. You have to make you have to make 10 intricate. Well, you have to make your dish, which is already very intricate, and with the presentation and the whole like the show of it. So 10 dishes, really by yourself in 5 hours. So 5 hours seems like a long time, but when you're cooking everything from zero in a foreign country, it becomes very tricky. But we got it out, and we were very happy with it.
And by the way, John, you were just recently married, is that right? Just a year ago, or this year only, at the start of the year?
Well, I got married.
Congratulations!
Thank you very much. It seems like a long time ago. I got married.
With only 7 months of lockdown and things like that, it seems like 7 years, right?
I'll tell you what, Tita Fred. So we were meant to get married in Taal, in Taal, Batangas. And a week before the wedding, the volcano erupted. So
Mother Nature has thrown everything to stop your marriage.
I know.
That's really funny, huh?
With a week before the wedding, we had to move everything back to Manila.
Yes.
They always say love always wins, and we got it done.
Yeah.
And then we came back here to Australia, and COVID happened.
Oh my God.
It's been an interesting year. It's definitely had its ups and downs. But these challenges open new opportunities, I guess.
Good. So, by that alone, John, it shows that you are a very determined sort of person. If you wanted to get married to your girlfriend or your fiancé, no matter what Mother Nature throws at you, volcano eruption, earthquake, COVID-19, you wanted to go through with what you wanted to do. So let's go into the most interesting part of your interview is the Kariton Sorbetes. Now, this is going to be a mouth-watering experience for a lot of our kababayans, and not only kababayan, I mean even non-Filipinos. They love ice cream. So tell us about when did you come up with the idea, the concept of making artisanal? Okay, we'd rather not use the word dirty ice cream, but we might be misinterpreted. So we use it artisanal or tailor-made or ice cream. So when did you come up with the idea and the concept?
When we speak about dirty ice cream, for us, we actually love using the term dirty ice cream because
really? Okay.
Yeah, because it's it's true to us. We should it's funny as well because it starts a conversation, especially with non-Filipinos. It brings interest. But so I guess the story starts off. This year, I was meant to I wanted to open my own restaurant this year. But it just wasn't the right time, especially with COVID. So I guess me and my business partner Min, we were not working because of the lockdown. And I met Min in TAFE. Actually, we were partners in TAFE, and he's an amazing pastry chef. He's worked for some of the best places here in the city. We both went working, and we said, hey. So Min actually came back from my wedding as well, and that's when he had dirty ice cream, and he loved it. So then we were kind of just hanging out, and we said, hey, why don't we do ice cream just to pass the time, so that we have something to do. So we kind of we used all of our skills, and what did we want? What did we want gelato to be? We always found, we wanted our ice cream to be different, I guess, and we had the skills and the ideas to make it so, which is why we put a lot of toppings and garnishes on top of our gelato, because we want it to be more of a dessert experience. And so that's how it started in lockdown, and we were like, we've got the equipment, we release the equipment, release the space for now. They were like, let's. I had friends that do branding. That she was meant to do branding for my restaurant, and I asked her, that's going to be on hold, so let's do the branding for Kariton, and it all came together. And honestly, we thought that we were going to do maybe 100 tubs a week, and it will just be something that we do for fun before we while we're waiting for our restaurants to open. And I think we entered a market or a product that hasn't really been done before. I think everybody loves gelato, first of all, loves ice cream.
Yeah, that's right.
But also the nostalgia of for Filipinos as well of finding a place that is dedicated only to dirty ice cream. Because in a lot of places they're like, oh, this week we have an ube flavor, and after that, that's it. For us, ube, we have to do ube. We do all those flavors. And over lockdown, especially, we wanted to just bring happiness and joy and some sort of comfort into people's homes during a time that was very unsure. And we ended up, it went crazy, and we have to thank everybody for that, for supporting us through it all and sticking by us. But yeah, that's really how it came about.
That really helped. Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah. Going back to the term dirty ice cream, and how does your non-Filipino friends or acquaintances react to the word? Do they actually find it interesting, or
the
term dirty ice cream?
They're always like, oh, why is it dirty ice cream? And I just tell them, I tell them, I just don't wash my hands before I make it. That's all joking aside, But it's a good segue into our culture, and I say to them, dirty ice cream is called dirty ice cream because usually it's sold on the side of the street, which is why we call our company Kariton. But it's also dirt cheap, like you were saying, like 10 centimos, 20 centimos, 5 pesos.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's dirt cheap.
I guess you were growing up in Cabanatuan, it wasn't 10 cents anymore or 10 centavos anymore. It's probably 2-3 pesos per spoon per scoop.
Yeah, but even that's a very affordable thing. A small token for happiness, really. So that's been a great talking point for us, especially, and Australians love it because it's very different. And now our clientele is 40% non-Filipino.
That's right. Let's talk about that later. So you mentioned that you have a partner, Min. Obviously, he's of Vietnamese background. How did you become interested in making ice cream? Is it also part of the Vietnamese culture to making ice cream?
Yeah, I guess all throughout, Vietnam, Malaysia, Singapore, they all have some sort of sorbetero or man on the
equivalent of ice cream.
Yeah. For Min, he just wanted to make a great product, have a great business, and he loved the dirty ice cream in the Philippines, which is why he approached me. I was like, hey, let's try that out and let's see how that goes.
I see. So he's been to the Philippines a few times, has he?
Well, he went back this year for my wedding.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Yeah, so I think one day he just went to Quiapo, did the rounds of Quiapo, eating all the street food, and then went to like Manila Cathedral and had the dirty ice cream out there, and he loved it.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So, okay, tell us about the planning process of Kariton Sorbetes. So, did you have to do a lot of research about ice cream making before you started?
Luckily enough, Min is very like Min is all over that. He's an amazing pastry chef. He knows his way around sugar and cream. It was the hardest part, I guess, was just balancing the recipes and making sure that things don't freeze hard. So making a formula for like ube halaya that doesn't freeze into a rock, or making a recipe or even getting like for our buko pandan flavor. It's based on like aristocrats buko pandan, so it has everything: the pandan jelly, the coconut. It was like how do we make that fresh coconut not freeze hard so you can eat it?
Not freeze hard like a rock. This is where your technical skills come in as an experience as pastry chefs. This is where your experience and technical skills comes in. That's great. So, how long both of you did spend making and experimenting with your prototype ice cream, or the first one that you made? How long did you spend time to making the process? Was it very long before you launch your first, really, I would say, commercially available ice cream?
So we kind of started playing around with it in the first lockdown. It was just for ourselves. But I guess in the second lockdown, because we were just constantly playing with it, we were already ready to go. But we were very lucky that there wasn't a lot of we had a lot of time to constantly every day talk about it, change the recipe and whatnot. So it was very quick. Now, because there's a lot more things going on, it takes a bit longer to fine tune our recipes and our flavors. But I guess it's a lot of trial and error. Sometimes you might make something and it's great the first time. That's rare. Maybe that's like 5% of the work you do. But as you keep making it, you understand and you know what you want to change and what you want to put into it. Yeah.
Was there a point where you've encountered a real serious challenge in your ice cream making that you almost gave up, John?
I don't think we ever considered giving up. For us, there's always challenges, whether it's ice cream or the organization that happens behind the scenes. In terms of flavors, there were definitely flavors that really had us stumped and really had us thinking. The bibingka that we just released the other day was one of them. So how do we make bibingka?
Bibingka flavored ice cream?
Yeah, bibingka gelato.
Oh, really?
So we were like, we've been working on that for months. It's like we're not happy with it. Let's put it on the shelf. Think about it another time. And yeah, it's for us. Something's always it's a challenge. The challenge should never be like, oh, let's give up on it.
I'm sure.
We're like,
with your determination, as you have earlier explained, you're a very determined person. I guess Min is also very determined. You guys are really great and very determined. So at the moment, how many flavors are currently available to customers?
So usually we rotate our flavors. We'll have about 6 or 7 available on the shop every week. Next week we will have a lot more. Just for Christmas, we're going to be doing most, if not all, but most of our flavors available for people to enjoy over Christmas, and another special flavor as well. that will be released later this week. So right now, all up, we have about 21, 22 flavors that have been released, or we have. But at the moment, like, we have maybe 15 that we've released to the public.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I guess because and you mentioned that you're actually rotating it, so you don't really do all the flavors at the same time. Huh? You actually feature certain flavors and then rotate it again. So no, you mentioned in your shop. Is your product available from a shop, or do they place an order, it gets delivered, or it gets picked up? So how does it work?
So right now we don't have a shop. It's, I guess, the wonders of lockdown. We were able to lease a space and equipment to be able to do this. But because of that, now that people want to go out and have a shop, we don't have a shop just yet to be able to visit us. That's something we're working on next year, so that people can come in, have a couple scoops, and it's really but the great part about it is that we have, jump on our website and order your ice cream, and we deliver straight to your door.
But for people who are close to where you're actually operating your venture, your business, are they able to pick it up?
No,
from your place. So you just
deliver. Yeah, just delivery. Just because we share the space with other people, and
coming in.
We just cause a lot of just a lot of issues and logistical problems. So for us, we'll take it anywhere you want. We deliver to like Frankston, Mernda, just you name it.
I guess of course, but of course the delivery fees would vary with the distance and things like that. Yeah.
No, for us it's just a minimum order. Depends how far out you are from the city, and it's just a $10 flat rate delivery fee.
Oh, really? Okay. What was the minimum order?
So if you're from
say from Dandenong area.
So so if it's like 0 to 15-kilometer radius from the city, it's 3 tubs. If it's from 15 kilometers to 40 kilometers, which is where Dandenong would fall, and most of the suburbs, it's 4 tubs. If you're further than that, we ask for a $100 minimum order.
I see. Okay.
But the best part about that is, a lot of people do say, we do have a lot of customers in Frankston or Mornington or like Mernda or further places like that, is they'll order as a group. So one person will order for the group, and they'll order 6, 8 tubs, which we encourage to be able to
they put together what their order is like, and then you deliver it at one point. I understand, but that's a very smart way of doing it. So at this stage, are you actually talking to the local Filipino stores, outlets, for using them as a distribution point? Are you thinking of that at the moment, or not yet?
Not just yet. We have our eyes on certain stores and cafes to stock our products, both here in Melbourne and in Sydney. But for us here in Melbourne, we have the capacity to be able to deliver anywhere, and we can by us delivering ourselves, we can ensure the quality and the freshness of your product.
Okay.
It will always arrive to you at the
same way it was like prepared.
Yeah. But that's something that we're going to think about. Yeah, because we only have a few more weeks in the year, and it's super busy.
You're less than a year in operation, so it's understandable. So I guess at this point in time, you are still in what you call that trial and error experimenting. We're not even talking yet of a gelati type operation, like where it goes around the street with the music playing on. I think that's still too far from your planning.
Well, we do have plans eventually to actually get Karitons made that you'll be able
really?
we'll be able to take to like you'll be able to hire for parties or functions or that we'll be able to take to like malls, say like High Point or like Chadston, to be able to just scoop, have feature a few flavors there. And
yeah, that's the next stage. That's probably the next stage when the popularity of the ice cream is really catching on, and there's a lot of ice cream outlets and places. But at this stage, I think with just the Filipino community, John, you'll have your hands full with your growing popularity, especially during the holidays now. How's your orders like? The volume of orders going on with these holiday season coming up? Were there a spike or increase in the volume of orders?
It definitely is. The Filipino community has been great in supporting us, supporting local business, and especially Australians as well. We've got, as I mentioned before, 40% of our clientele is actually non-Filipino. So they're amazing supporters.
Which is good.
We're luckily enough, we're a little bit more organized now than we first started. So the volume doesn't hurt as much to do as it used to before.
Oh, really?
So we can keep up now, and we can I guess when you start something off, especially when we started, we didn't expect the volume we were going to do, but the hard work and the long hours we put in earlier on means that now we're a lot more organized, a lot more efficient in what we do.
Okay, and I guess you and me are now spending probably like 16 hours or even more in the.
Okay, mga kababayan, mga Dabarkads, at ayan po ang ating panayam sa isa nating kabarangay at BFF dito sa community, ang young Chef of the Year na magdudulot sa atin at magbibigay sa atin ng paborito nating sorbetes, Filipino flavored sorbetes. Nako, napakasarap ngayong holiday season. So, ngayon naman kukunin natin ang ating isang kabarangay na dyan sa parting Latrobe Valley, Gippsland area, at kanina pa ito naghihintay. Hingi tayo ng paumanhin. So, walang iba kundi ang ating kabarangay, Dabarkads, at kababayan din natin ito. Kung tawagin ko ito ay Governor of Boracay Island, none other than
Hello! Magandang hapon sa inyo lahat, mga kababayan natin dyan.
Mukhang wala kang sound.
Wala ba?
Ayusin mo muna yung sound mo at mukhang kulang ang sound mo.
Ayan, meron na.
Okay. Ako pala ang walang headset. Okay. Welcome. Welcome, Jerry. At mukhang nandiyan ka sa park. Ngayon nasa park ka dyan. Sino-sino ba mga anong okasyon ba meron dyan? Anong okasyon?
Meron kaming meeting dito ng SPAG. Ng lahat ng aming committee, nandito ang ating Vice President.
Hello, how are
si
you?
Len Kepner.
Hello!
Nandito sila lahat, nakikita mo. Ang ating
that's right.
seniors.
Hello everyone. Hello.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas to everyone.
Yeah, Merry Christmas din sa inyo lahat, mga kabarangay.
Yan ang gusto ko. Yan ang gusto ko diyan sa inyo sa Latrobe. Parating party mode kayo.
dahil sinasamantala lang natin ang pagkakataon dahil ngayon lang tayo makakagalaw. So, dahil naboboryong na itong mga matatanda natin, mga seniors, at ang ating mga kabataan, siyempre kinakailangan bigyan din natin sila ng konting
Kasayahan. Kasayahan. Oo.
kasiyahan.
Kahit kami naka-lockdown dito sa Melbourne kayo wala kayong lockdown diyan sa Morwell. Hello dear. How are
Yan
you?
si Nika, ang isa nating
Hello.
committee na masipag, pinakamasipag na committee always present sa meeting natin.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So we hope to see you. We hope to see you there. Pagka medyo hindi na kami rito mahigpit ang lockdown. So ano yan? Yun na ba yung inyong Christmas party?
Ito ang una naming pagbabalik sa pagbabalik ng Lawin. Kinakailangan pasayahin natin ang ating mga kabarangay, ang ating mga kababayan, no?
Kaya naman pala. Anyway, Jerry, meron tayong hinanda rito ng mga konting mga katanungan sa iyo, no? Para makilala ka naman ng mga iba nating mga kabarangay all over Victoria. At saka all over Australia ito, pare. All over Australia ito, Jerry. At pati sa Boracay, sa Katiklan, maririnig ito. Pati sa Katiklan, maririnig ito ng mga kapamilya mo. So, saan ka ba, tell us yung mga nakikinig, saan ka pinanganak at saan ka lumaki sa Pilipinas? Yan.
Tayo ay ipinanganak sa Puok, Nabas, Aklan. Katabi ng Boracay.
Talaga, kaya ikaw ang bantay ng Boracay, ha? At ilang taon ka na tumigil sa Pilipinas? Yan.
Alin bro, alin?
Hanggang anong edad mo nang nasa Pilipinas ka? Hanggang anong edad mo?
37.
See, okay. So, ano naman ang Ano naman ang naging trabaho mo sa Pilipinas at saka ano ang tapos mo, pinag-aralan mo?
Kaunting negosyo lang, self-employed. Meron tayong paggawaan ng mga belt at saka nakakatulong tayo sa ating mga kabarangay na mabigyan sila ng mga trabaho. So, sumusupply tayo ng mga sa Divisoria, Baclaran, at nagkaroon tayo ng sasakyan, jeepney driver, taxi driver, lahat na ng trabaho bro sa Manila. Nadaanan natin.
Talaga. So ibig sabihin pala nag-aral ka sa Nag-aral ka sa University of Hard Knocks, University of Life.
Yan ang natin yung.
So, that's good. I guess napakagandang yun. Napakagandang edukasyon yun. So, ngayon naman, kailan ka at paano ka dumating dito sa Australia?
Dumating tayo sa Australia 80, early 88, 89.
Okay. Oo. Napakatagal na nun. 89, okay. Paano ka naman napadpad dito sa Lucky Country? Anong naging dahilan?
Siyempre, nakikipagsapalaran tayo. Tayo mga Pilipino mahilig makipagsapalaran eh. So,
pinalad ka naman, ha?
Kinuha tayo as a tourist ng kapatid ko dito sa Australia. At medyo pinalad naman tayo.
Na makapag-settle.
ng Australiana, naging Australiano rin. So, ganun.
Okay, so sa madaling sabi marami ka rin palang mga experiences dito, ha? So, ano ang naging una mong trabaho dito sa Australia, Jerry?
Ang una natin trabaho dito, unang dating ko naging tayo sa Toyota. As a labor assistant sa and then after that nagkaroon tayo ng sarili nating business, small business katulad ng restaurant at saka ng grocery shop.
Nagano ka, Isa ka doon sa mga unang nagtayo ng mga Filipino Asian store, ha?
Oo, dito sa Gippsland area, tayo ang una-unang nagkaroon ng Asian grocery shop.
So talagang diyan ka na nagsettle sa Gippsland area. Dumating ka.
Nung dumating tayo from the start hanggang sa ngayon, hindi tayo nalipat ng ibang lugar. Talagang pinangalawan natin ang natin. Kasi
so sa ngayon pag-aari mo na siguro diyan ang isang ilog sa Gippsland area.
hindi naman.
Tagal mo nakatira. Okay. So anong naging trabaho mo at naging negosyo mo na talagang nag-enjoy ka, na naging masaya ka?
Year 2000, binenta natin yung natin kasi medyo pagod na rin yung grocery at saka restaurant. Try tayo na mag-ikot sa buong Australia. At pagbalik natin dito sa Melbourne, ay nagkaroon tayo ng contractual job sa seasonal. So doon tayo nag-focus dahil doon nakikita natin ang pagtulong sa kapwa natin Pilipino na walang mga trabaho, nabigyan natin ng trabaho. At siyempre, na-enjoy natin ang farm.
At nakatulong ka rin.
Work hard nga, tinatawag.
Nakatulong ka rin sa mga Australian farmers dyan. Kasi kailangan din nila na mag-harvest ng mga pananim nila.
Kasi sa panahon noon, year 2000, hirap na hirap silang kumuha ng mga workers. Maging sa mga work for dole, binibigyan tayo ng Centerlink ng mga 30 katao. Maswerte lang na mayroong babalik na isa o dalawa for the next day. So kawawa naman ang mga farmers na masisira yung kanilang mga produkto.
Oo, pero mo isang araw lang kinabukasan wala nang babalik para mag-harvest. Talagang kawawa yung mga farmers.
Kaya tayo, kumbaga sa ipinagmamalaki natin ang kapwa natin mga Pilipino dahil sila lang ang matatag sa trabaho na katulad nito. So, nabigyan natin sila ng mga trabaho, natulungan natin sila. At siyempre, ang puso natin ay nasa kanila. Kaya tuloy-tuloy na ipagpatuloy natin itong business.
Doon nagsimula pala yung doon nagsimula yung iyong parang farm contract.
Farm contract.
That's good.
Nagkaroon tayo ng mga 100 workers, hindi lang mga Pilipino ang natulungan natin, mga iba't ibang lahi katulad ng mga African, Sudanese, Malaysian, Chinese ay natutulungan din natin na mabigyan ng trabaho sila.
Oo. Ngayon, Jerry, Kabarangay Jerry, kailan ka naman naging very much involved sa community natin dyan sa Gippsland, sa Latrobe? Kailan ka nagsimula na maging involved dyan?
Year 2000, nag-start tayong ma-involve dito sa community group dahil sa nakikita natin na nung araw kasi kukunti lang tayo, walang kasiyahan ang mga Pilipino, although laging bahay lang ang mga Pilipino natin dito. Mamamasyalan kung saan-saan. So napag-isipan nating bumuo ng grupo. Nakatulad nito na tinatawag na Samahan ng mga Pilipino at Australian sa Gippsland.
Okay.
So hanggang sa ngayon.
Okay. So yung SPAG na yan, Samahan ng Pilipino Australian sa Gippsland, yan ang kauna-unahang organisasyon na nasalihan mo.
Hindi, dati.
Ikaw ang nagtatag niyan.
Mayroon tayong binuo dito na katulad na Alay Kapwa. Kasi lang ang Alay Kapwa, concentrate lang sila sa isang party. Hindi katulad ng SPAG na binubuo natin ang kasiyahan sa kabataan at saka sa pagtulong sa ating mga kababayan.
Ayun, okay. So,
hindi
kumbaga
ang aim and purposes kasi ng SPAG ay ang matulungan ang lahat ng mga samahan dito sa buong Victoria masuportahan. So, yun ang ano natin, objective natin, to support everyone.
So sa madaling sabi,
Kaya nakikilala tayo sa Victoria as a best supporter ng mga kilusan, ng mga kabarangay natin.
okay, so sa madaling sabi, ikaw ang isa sa mga founder ng SPAG, Samahang Pilipino Australia sa Gippsland.
Oo.
O sino ang mga naging kasama mo diyan nung magsimula yan
Kasama natin dito sina Jenna Agustin, ang ating kabarangay din, masipag na announcer ng radyo ng Gippsland FM 104.7.
Yes.
Si Dolores Norte, si
Yes.
Kid Apostol, si Laila Baladjay, isa rin yan sa mga masugid nating mga na nakakasama sa mga committee. Per Jacob. At sunod-sunod na, nagkaroon tayo ng mga katulad ni Lane Pickner. Tuloy-tuloy na hanggang sa ngayon.
Kailan, anong year yan na nagsimula ang SPAG? Anong
Year 2000.
Year 2000. So exactly 20 years.
20 years na tayo ngayon.
Okay. Anong buwan kayo nagsa-celebrate ng inyong anniversary?
Nung tatlong beses lang kami nag-celebrate na anniversary. Pero sa ngayon, balak namin na year 2021, ngayon sanang December, kaya lang nagkaroon ng 2020, dapat magkaroon tayo ng big anniversary sa ngayon dahil 20 years na ang SPAG. So, wala tayong chance na maimbitahan lahat ang mga supporters natin, lahat ng mga candidates natin na nagbigay buhay dito sa ating mga programa.
Okay, that's understandable dahil lahat naman ng organisasyon ngayon medyo tahimik, ha? So, kayo lang maswerte dyan sa SPAG at kahit paano nagkakaroon kayo ng get-together, ng get-together dyan sa SPAG at nakalabas mo ngayon. So, ano ba, mga ilan ang miyembro ng SPAG sa ngayon? Ilan ang mabibilang na miyembro?
Ngayon, mga 200 plus na ang member ng SPAG. At dumadagdag.
Ano naman ang masasabi mo ang pinakamalaking achievement ng SPAG?
Fred, yan po ang ating secretary, ang masipag na secretary ng SPAG, Ann Monroe.
Hello, Ann! Okay, ikaw ay susunod na interviewin natin, ha? So, tinatanong ko si Jerry kung ano ang pinakamalaking achievement ng SPAG. Ano ba ang pinaka-significant na achievement ng SPAG?
Ang SPAG po ay marami ng award na natanggap nationally and internationally po. Nung ilang years na ba yun, Jem? Nung nag-second runner-up po kami sa yung international award na nagpunta po dito.
ABS-CBN, yung sa Bayani Award.
Runner-up po kami doon dahil po sa mga ginagawa ng SPAG in the community.
I see. So yun ay paligsahan ng mga organization. Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay. So tama yun. That is...
At saka yung mga members po namin ay hindi lang mga Pilipino but international. Parang parang mga different nationality.
Different community groups, community background.
Ginagop na natin lahat ng mga kabarangay.
Kasama na lahat ng kabarangay. Ayan nga, talagang pag nasabing SPAG, talagang dadayuhin yan mula Melbourne, from Geelong, dadayo pa dyan sa SPAG. At I think maski mga taga Ballarat, dadayo pa dyan basta SPAG ang nag-imbita.
Kaya paring Jover, lahat natin mga kabarangay, buong puso po namin pinapasasalamatan yung kanilang the best na suporta dito sa kanilang kabarangay sa Gippsland.
Oh, that's good, that's good. So ngayon,
Geelong, Ballarat, nakakarating sila dito.
Siguro maganda siguro, Jerry, ipakilala mo isa-isa yung mga officers natin na nandyan ngayon at pabatiin mo sila
Okay.
para makilala. Nagsimula
Ah.
si Ann Monroe, ilapit mo sa kanila at
Okay, mga kabarangay, gusto ko pong ipinakikilala sa inyo si Lynn Pickner, ang Vice President ng SPAG. Junior, sorry. Assistant Secretary pala si Lynn. Ang Vice President, sorry. Nakakahilo, ang dami.
sabi mo kahit Tita Lynn, okay lang yan.
Kilala ninyo, si Junior Trinidad. Wala dito ngayon siya. Medyo apologize siya ngayon. Ang isa natin the best day din. Assistant Secretary natin, si Mary Rose.
Kamusta, kuya?
Hello, Mary Rose. How are you? Pleased to meet you.
Nice to meet you, kuya.
Sorry,
Sana po makapunta kayo sa party namin dito.
Kaya kami dito, uy, masaya.
Ayan, anong pipilitin natin pagka medyo relax na.
Salamay mo.
At ito ang tanging taga-ingat yaman natin, si Salvacion, ang treasurer natin.
Hello, Sally. Pleased to meet you. Ang sarap nyo naman dyan. Talagang, kaya ito gusto ko.
Magkapit ka sa party namin.
At ito rin ang secret millionaire namin sa Maui, na isang the best committee namin. Yan.
Hello po.
Kapatid
Hello.
ko, Zini din.
Hello, pleased to meet you. Merry Christmas.
At ipinapakilala ko rin sa inyo mga kabarangay, si Char Monroe, our PRO.
Hello, Carl. Pleased to meet you. Mabuhay.
Good on you. Merry Christmas.
I like your shirt, right?
This one is our also one of the committee. Then the owner of the farm that we're gonna hold our Christmas party.
Yeah.
Is he coming? Yeah, Jante, we're gonna invite.
I will do my best. I will do my best, Gal. When is the Christmas party?
On the 19th and 20th of this month, Saturday and Sunday. So we will have a good fun.
Okay,
Alright.
thank you for the invite. Okay, sino pa mga officers na nandyan?
Yeah, little. Yeah. So all of you are all the committee member. That is Helen, one of our committee.
Hello.
Welcome here in Maui. Come on.
Yes. You're in Maui at the moment. That's good.
And one of the committee member also.
How are you?
Guys, amigos. Amigos.
So everybody is here. And of course, the president of the seniors, Ivan.
Kumusta?
Hello, mabuti, Ivan, mabuti.
Ano balita?
Mabuti.
Wala balita.
Maganda balita.
Maganda umaga. No, you must say properly. ABS-CBN News. Maganda. Gabi
Umaga.
Bayon.
Iba yun. Ivan.
So,
Sorry.
they are seen all
Well
around the
done.
world in the radio station. So,
Anyway.
yeah.
Gabi
Oh, that's
Bayon.
good.
This is one of our kabarangay in the radio program in Melbourne. Yes, so you are
Really nice. It's
all around the world. Yeah, they will see you in Boracay. Pleasure.
You'll be seen all over Australia, all over the world, and even in Pilipinas, Jerry. Forward.
And
Forward to
the
you,
one of our committee from Bacolod, ginapiko, ginapala ang kwarta. He said this one of our committee.
Okay, committee, huh? That's good. Committed. Oh, that's very good, very good. So how many Filipinos are there in Gippsland area, Jerry? I estimate.
I think in Gippsland all the way down to Lake Entrance and Melbourne. Did you hear me?
Yeah. Estimate na yung
mga
statistics.
mga 500, more than 500 families now, I think.
500
So,
families. So that's about maybe let's say average. That's about 2,000.
Yeah, something like that. Because you're gonna do times 3 times 4.
That's right. And there are marami dyan mga 457 workers and their families pati.
Yes. We have plenty of
migrant
workers, yeah.
Filipino.
And
So
also
talaga,
all student.
and students as well dyan sa eskwelahan dyan sa is that Deakin or Latrobe? Latrobe University.
In Latrobe.
Latrobe, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's why we're happy and to our all Filipino, our kabarangay in Melbourne, na natutulungan natin sila, binibigyan natin sila ng trabaho dito, kaya nandito sila ngayon habang lockdown.
Nako, alam mo, Jerry, ikaw ang buena manong community leader na naimbita dito sa radyo Barangay. Kaya ikaw na naman ang first timer.
Thank you sa lahat ng mga kabarangay. Sana kayo rin ay magiging masipag tumulong sa ating mga kababayan dahil ito ang ating layunin dito sa Australia. Katulad ni Paring Fred, ang kabarangay ngayon lumalaki na.
Okay,
so thank you sir. Thank you sa iyo, bro.
Thank you, bro. Maraming salamat at mabuhay kayong lahat dyan at ating pipilitin na makita kayo dyan sa inyong Christmas party. Okay, Jerry?
Yes, well. Okay, maraming salamat at sa muli mga kabarangay, welcome kayo this coming 19 and 20 sa ating Christmas program. Magdala lang kayo ng inyong tent. Meron tayong competition ng fishing in the next day. At meron tayong disco sa gabi. Libre lahat po. May mga pagkain tayo dito para sa inyo. Yan ay provided ng SPAG, Samahan ng mga Pilipino, Australian sa Gippsland.
Maraming salamat. Mabuhay ka, Kapinuno, Kabarangay at Tabarkad, Jerry.
Yes, mabuhay ka rin, kabarangay. Sana magpatuloy ang ating programa habang nandiyan ka. Okay, thank you.
Okay, at maraming salamat sa mga officers ng SPAG.
Maraming salamat. Maraming salamat din sa pagpapa-unlock sa amin na kami ay inyong makapanayam sa inyong programa. Mabuhay kayo.
Mabuhay.
Thank you.
Yan po ang sinatawag nating napaka-interesting na panayam natin sa ating Dabarkads at Kabarangay na si Jerson Jerry Baladjay. Pag sinabi mong Gippsland o Latrobe Valley, mula Maui hanggang Lake Entrance, paggitin mo lang yung pangalan ni Jerry Baladjay, hindi ka iilag, hindi ka magtatago. Ikaw ay papapasukin at tutulungan, Pilipino man o Australian, kilala po ang ating pinunong Jerry Baladjay diyan sa Latrobe Valley, Latrobe area, Gippsland area. Maraming salamat. Okay, so yan po ang ating panayam. Pinakaunang panayam natin actually sa isang pinuno natin sa ating community at sunod-sunod na po yan. Marami na po tayong mga inimbitang mga pinuno ng ating mga organisasyon, mga social club, mga advocacy groups, mga sports club. Isa-isahin po natin yan para ma-introduce naman sa ating mga kababayan dito sa Victoria. At hindi lang po sa Victoria, all over Australia at even abroad, all over the world. Papakita natin sa kanila kung papaano po tayo nabubuhay dito sa Australia. Okay, maraming salamat po at nakapaghatid na naman kami sa inyo ng 2 oras ng kasiyahan, public service at information tungkol sa ating mga buhay-buhay dito sa Filipino community, Filipino-Australian community in Melbourne, in Victoria, and in Australia. Ito po ang inyong chairman, kabarangay chairman, Fred Hover, at nagpapaalam sa inyo, huwag po kayong mawawala sa susunod na Biyernes. Pero sa Lunes po, abangan po ninyo uli ang ating lifestyle program. Alright. Maraming salamat. Mabuhay kayo. Have a nice weekend at pagpalain kayo ng may kapal.